Picture this, your app goes live, traffic surges, and within 10 minutes your entire system crashes because your backend hammered an API past its ceiling. Over on the far right of the diagram, you can see those bright red alert icons flashing over a broken cloud server during production deployment. That is the exact moment drift hits. It happens when the initial engineering design loses touch with operational reality. By the end of this video, you will be able to catch hidden runtime limits in your next PR before a single line of code ever reaches your main branch. Look over at the team on the far left. They spent 2 full weeks evaluating AI tools, comparing Cursor against AWS Kiro. Cursor won them over with sleek inline suggestions and snappy autocomplete. It felt like driving a sports car, but follow the path toward the middle, where that cloud bubble sits labeled the missing consideration. In the rush for fast typing, nobody checked how each tool handles constraints. Stop right there. Here is what most engineers miss. Fast code completion does not mean correct architecture. As developers sit at their desks in the middle panel, Cursor continues churning out functions at record speed. But notice that small gauge at the bottom labeled quota tracking manual. While Cursor focuses on line-by-line syntax, AWS Kiro takes a completely different path using spec-driven tools like GitHub Copilot or Windsurf, alongside formal specification files like spec.yml. Kiro bakes service limits directly into the development contract upfront. Memorize this, speed in the editor means nothing if your spec ignores the infrastructure. Now look at that label running along the bottom bar. It warns us that spec-driven development requires automated enforcement to prevent drift. Next, we need to look under the hood at how an architectural contract actually works. Let us step into scene 2 to examine the spec.yml file format and see how it blocks rate limits before you build. Think of a contract like a building blueprint compared to a verbal instruction to a contractor. A prompt is just a wish list you whisper to an editor, but a spec is a binding agreement that locks down hard rules before construction starts. On the left side of the screen, under AWS Kiro, you can see how an infrastructure spec hooks directly into your deployment pipeline. It checks CloudFormation rules, AWS security guidelines, and quota compliance before any code ever touches a live server. Now look across the divider to the right side under cursorrules. Here, the contract operates inside the editor environment using rules files like .cursorrules. It enforces code style, naming conventions, and file hierarchy to keep your codebase clean, while cursor handles formatting and linting. Kiro works at the hook level to block cloud misconfigurations. Hold on, do not confuse code style with operational safety. Formatting your imports nicely will never stop a database from exceeding its connection limit in production. If you look down at the blue and orange comparison table at the bottom center, the distinction becomes crystal clear. A prompt hopes the AI remembers your constraints, but a spec contract guarantees compliance across tools like AWS Kiro, cursor, and GitHub Copilot. Contracts give your team deterministic guardrails instead of probabilistic guesses. Memorize this. Prompts guide the code generator, but contracts defend the system. Next, let us look at the actual documents that encode this contract in a real project, starting with the exact structure of a spec.yml file. Look at the orange box on the left side, where the AWS Kiro hook spec lives in files like kiro-spec.yml or .kiro/hooks.json. This document encodes pre-commit deployment hooks, IAM and VPC infrastructure policies, and mandatory compliance checks. Just below that top block, notice how the agent reads these specs before generating code, actively validating hook actions and flagging architectural deviations. At the bottom left, under enforcement boundary, the pipeline places a hard gate on CI/CD deployment, blocking any non-compliant push right at the repository boundary before bad infrastructure can deploy. Now, swing your eyes over to the blue panel on the right, which breaks down cursor.cursorrules files. The top section shows what this file encodes: editor settings, linting rules, naming conventions, and file structures. Move down to what the agent reads before generation, where cursor uses those rules to shape autocomplete and inline chat context. At the bottom right, its enforcement boundary stays contained strictly inside the editor environment, highlighting style violations on the fly inside your IDE. Wait a second, notice how both sides solve completely different problems. One defends your cloud infrastructure, while the other defends your code style. Looking across both panels side by side, you can see how these two spec files work in tandem rather than competing. While .cursorrules keeps your local developer environment clean, the KIRO hook spec enforces global repository governance across all your build pipelines. Memorize this: .cursorrules keeps your code readable, but hook specs keep your cloud alive. Next, let us walk through this in practice. A real feature, a real spec, a real agent output. Look over at the left column under building a serverless API. When you ask AWS Kiro to generate an endpoint, it automatically writes CloudFormation infrastructure as code templates, sets up security policies, and configures Lambda execution limits based on AWS best practices. But notice that lower box under manual spec work, you still need to define your API schema, map data models, and set permissions. Now look at the second column under CURSOR. CURSOR automatically handles syntax, error checking, and basic type checks, but leaves all infrastructure, AWS service limits, and deployment pipelines for you to write by hand. Now slide your gaze over to the right side of the visual, where we are building a React component. Here the trade-off flips completely. Under CURSOR, the editor shines by automatically generating component templates, auto-completing code, and applying linting rules instantly. However, as shown in its manual list, you must manually write CSS, handle state logic, and check accessibility standards under KIRO, component types, style compliance, and ARIA. Accessibility tests get enforced automatically, but you still need to map event handlers and wire up state models. Wait a second. Notice how neither tool magically writes the entire application on its own. Whether you use AWS Kiro, CURSOR, or GitHub Copilot, spec-driven tools do not replace engineering judgment. They automate compliance. Building software with AI without a spec contract is like building a skyscraper without blueprints. Fast at first until the structure collapses. Memorize this. Use CURSOR to move fast in the editor, but use KIRO to keep your cloud deployment safe. Now let us talk about what mastering this practice means for your career in 2026. Look at the top left panel where native AWS infrastructure is highlighted. Mastering cloud native spec enforcement with AWS Kiro shows senior level architectural thinking, proving in code reviews and tech interviews that you design for scale rather than just churning out lines of code. Now look at the top right panel covering front-end and code quality. CURSOR speeds up user interface work, application logic, and daily refactoring. The real signal on GITHUB in 2026 is not choosing one single tool over another, but knowing how to combine them into an automated workflow. Follow the team diagram across the bottom half under a hybrid team setup. Here, the infrastructure engineer uses AWS Kiro for cloud setup. Full stack developers run both Kiro and CURSOR for backend code, and front-end developers focus on user interfaces in CURSOR. Everything converges through Git version control, shared specs, and collaborative CI/CD pipelines to deliver secure cloud-native applications. Hold on. The ultimate power move isn't picking a favorite tool, it is mastering how spec contracts govern them all. Whether your team uses AWS Kiro, CURSOR, or Windsurf, spec-driven development turns chaotic AI generations into reliable engineering outputs. Think of it like conducting an orchestra. Individual AI tools are the instruments, but your specification file is the score that keeps everyone playing in harmony. Memorize this. Great engineers do not just generate code with AI, they write the specs that govern it. To see how this works with multi-agent orchestration, check out our next video on spec-driven development with GitHub Copilot Workspace and Kiro. Hit subscribe to catch a new spec-driven breakdown every week.